You made an offer on a place, it's been accepted, and you're going through your condition period where you have to satisfy finance and you have to satisfy the home inspection, and it's also a period of time to do your due diligence. I'm going to tell you a story, a recent story, about a due diligence period that we recently did. My name is Andrew, residential and commercial realtor here, Calgary, Alberta, and this is our story. We had an accepted offer on a triplex in a tertiary market in one of the provinces close to us. Well, obviously, I can't use addresses or names, but we'll go as close to detail as possible. Triplex offer accepted. Triplex is $35,000 a door, which is kind of unheard of right now, and is currently rented for $1,450 a month. There is one unit that does need renovating, and that would add an additional $750 to $800. Notice in the pictures that there was some moisture in the utility room. Realtor said, "Oh, there's some grading, potential grading issues when you do your inspection. Probably best to have a contractor come out." The particular property is 5 hours away from where I am, so easy enough drive to go down. We initially were going to go down near the end of October, but there was a snowstorm. We didn't have winter tires put on yet. I texted the realtor and said, "I'm going to have to cancel the appointment." He responded, "Good, I was procrastinating giving the tenants the notice," and then LOL. Should have took that as a red flag, but I wasn't, but I didn't. A few weeks had passed, tires had gone on, looking at other deals, and decided to revisit this deal. Reached out to the realtor and said, "Hey, I'm going to make an offer." We made an offer. I knew the triplex was below market value at $35 a door. I went a little bit below that. We had agreed on a price, and due diligence period had started. So I requested for possession. I could have a sooner possession if I assumed the tenants and then evicted them a month later. They were month-to-month lease, and in that particular province you have 30 to 60 days. So I wanted a December 1st possession, which meant the day that they paid their rent, they would have 30 days from then to evict them. So potentially January 1st, have the units vacant. Requested the information, the lease agreements from the realtor, and was preparing to go out there this week to take a look at the property with a contractor to find out exactly what needed to be done and the exact costs. With a due diligence, there's names. There was a certain letter. There was a letter from a case manager for one of the tenants, and left a message with them just to touch base. Looked like they were having the rent was paid directly from this department, so just wanted to touch base with them. Looked at the lease contract for one tenant, and it looked like they weren't allowed to have any explosive materials or flammable materials on the property. or we're not allowed to have any sort of illegal activity on the property. So that's obviously that's triggering a red flag there. We also have the lease agreements, so we can see names. We'll search, or we do a Google search, and when we brought up the one name, it brought up an incident that happened during the summer where there was a police raid, and a particular person was charged with firearms charges and drug charges. And within the Google search, you could see the actual property front and center with all the police kind of around it. So when I'm looking at my timelines, we're looking at when it happened, and it lines up perfectly when the property is going on sale. So that another red flag, and for us in our particular situation, we chose to back out of the deal or to do a non-waiver, because in order to get the property earlier to do work on it, we would have to evict the tenants, and knowing that the tenants have firearms, they have weapons on property, and drugs, something I'm not up to wanting to take on, no matter what type of price it is. Risk versus reward. It just stresses the importance of doing due diligence, not only with the building, but potential tenants if you have to inherit them. So it's a lesson that we learned, and it's I'm just grateful that we discovered it sooner than later. It's Coach Joseph, coaching you through the real estate process. Bye.